So I just left the Pakistani funeral. I gotta say this, they have a very masculine culture. And in masculine culture, the women are protected because the men, due to the level of cooperation that they experience with the women, the men are willing to die for the women and the children. So I went to this Pakistani funeral for a man that owns a taxi garage. He started out with a taxi garage, then ended up owning a mechanic shop. One of the things I noticed during the funeral was that the women were not standing by the dead body. The women were not standing close to where the body was buried. The women were away from there. The men handled that. The male children, the young men, the adolescent, the youth, the middle-aged men and the older men were the ones standing right next to the burial site. And one of the beautiful things about masculine cultures is that these men do not struggle with cooperation with their women, because their women are very feminine, very submissive, very cooperative, very fit, and very friendly. And because of that, they get the best out of their women. And one of the things I said to the children, the people that this man left behind, this wonderful man, I told them, no, their father is not dead. No, their father is not dead. Their father is alive. Without their father, they wouldn't be here. Without their father, their grandchildren, their children, which is his grandchildren, wouldn't be here. So no, the man didn't die. What they are now experiencing is the true definition of eternal life. Because the man, yes, his body has passed on, but the man keeps living through the representatives, the people that he put on this planet. I always say this, and sometimes people don't understand what I'm talking about. When the Bible tells you about eternal life and you think you're going to live forever, no, sir, no, that's not the definition of eternal life. The definition of eternal life is understanding the two main reasons why we're here on this planet. Reason number one is survival. There's no greater reason for our presence on this planet other than survival. What is survival? Survival is being here, being able to stay alive, feed yourself long enough to stay alive, to procreate and bring forth human beings that are similar to yourself, indoctrinate them and program them in a pathway in which they can serve humanity. The second reason we're here, which that leads nicely into, is because we're here to serve humanity. If you're not serving humanity, you've not found your purpose. The human being, the human nature is to serve other human beings. So once you've survived through being saturated with food and procreating, bringing human beings into this planet to continue your survival, and you have structured yourself and your life in such a way you can serve humanity, you've accomplished 100% of why you are here on this planet. So I told the children that their father is not gone. Their father is here. He's in them. He's in the grandkids. He's in the daughters. He's in the daughters, the grandchildren he had through his daughters. The man still exists. He didn't go nowhere. If he wasn't present on this planet, none of those people would have ever existed. And because he existed, that's why those people are here today. And I could not tell them sorry. One of the most asinine things people do during funerals is to apologize to people, telling them sorry. Sorry has nothing to do with it. What you do with people is you tell them to be strong, to find that strength, that energy to be strong. Because this is the time, a trying time. It's a time of loss. someone you've known your whole life, someone that cuddled you, someone that you know that is responsible for your being, someone that impregnated your mother, someone that kept you alive over the years, someone that is guaranteed your survival, all of a sudden is gone. That's something I'm sorry will not fix. The only way to fix such a thing, the only way is to be strong, because this was a day we knew was coming. You can deny it all you want. The person that was responsible for your survival, that came into this planet, that made it possible for you to come into this planet, they have an entrance day and they're going to have an exit day. That is something I've made peace with. The only thing is that you want to be financially ready when these things happen. Right? And one of the things that is amazing about this whole thing is that for some reason, death is something that always brings people together. And I wonder why life doesn't do the same. We should be more together in life. I'm not saying we should be separate in death, but we should be more together in life. Because like I said earlier, one of the main purposes of living on this planet, the number one reason, is to serve humanity. And the only way you can serve humanity is through your own survival and the survival of your future generations. These are the things or instruments that guarantee that servitude and that second reason, which is procreation, food saturation, and just sustaining your survival. It was such an amazing thing to see the men of this culture, see grown men cry, knowing that this person that is gone is never coming back. The cemetery where we are standing on, that was my second time going to that same cemetery. In the past, I've lost someone before. Similar thing, a Pakistani that owns the mechanic shop. He died while I was sitting, next to him in a tow truck. I was at that funeral, and it never hit me what death is all about until they put the sand over him, and he was never coming back. At that moment, it hit me. This man is gone. He's gone forever. This man is never going to come back again. And that was the blow to the stomach. And today, in such a similar fashion, it did not hit me. It did not hit most people that were at the funeral that this man is never coming back until that sand, that earth was put over his body. And if you know the Muslim people of the Muslim culture, Pakistanis, they're Muslim, they don't bury their corpses with a coffin. They wrap the person in a white cloth, because they believe that you came to this planet with nothing and you're going to go back to the planet with nothing, which makes sense. So it was just a very, very eye-opening experience, and it was a moment of truth to just make peace with the fact that someday, just like you made an entrance, you're going to make an exit. And to cement all that fact solidly into the mental and thinking faculty of most people that were standing on the funeral ground, you could see all these people with their burial plaques on the floor, and you can see the day they made it in and the day they made it out. I calculated that of one man. He came in 1957 and he exited 2020. And I thought of my dad, because my dad was born in 1958 and my dad is still alive, and I was so thankful for that. And one of the things that I noticed about the people, the burial plaques or the tombstones that were around me, was that most of them died right after their birthday. So it tells me something, that the human being is so resilient that they stayed alive so long just to make it past their birthday, and then they died afterwards. Life is natural. birth is natural, so is death. Why am I making this video? As much as we love life, we need to make ourselves comfortable with death. And making yourself comfortable with death comes with utilizing your time here on planet Earth to social survival, to make sure that on the day you leave this planet, you've done the two most important things that you're supposed to do here. You sourced your survival, you're saturated with food, you procreated, and you and the people you procreated serve humanity. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next video. Like, comment, subscribe.